Hi, it's Chris again. I'm back from my vacation. I had a great time. I wanted to video some kind of direct instructions so you would know what to do for Module 1, which is worth 15% of your grade. This week I will be looking at your unit exams and giving you some specific feedback. I plan to grade 3 a day. So for Module 1, I would like you to read chapters 2 and 3 in Stiggins, and then chapter 2 in O'Connor. And you need to synthesize these readings as you're responding to the questions that I pose in Module 1. The first thing that you will need to do is go to the website that has the Common Core State Standards, or go to the website for the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction that has grade level expectations. You can pick one of the two, but you're going to map these Common Core State Standards onto particular items in the unit exam that you wrote last week. So the second thing that you'll do is just cut and paste your unit exam from last week. After each item on this unit exam, I would like you to find the Common Core State Standards or the grade level expectations that map onto that particular item that you're asking about. Okay? Then I would like you to create 4 columns. 1 column for knowledge, 1 column for reasoning, 1 column for skills, and 1 column for product, just as I've outlined on the discussion part of Blackboard. And I would like you to look back at those Common Core State Standards or grade level expectations, and I would like you to put every state standard that you identify in the correct column, whether it be knowledge, whether it be reasoning, whether it be skill, or whether it be product. Okay? Then the fourth thing that I would like you to do is answer this question. Does your unit exam address knowledge, reasoning, skills, and products? What parts were left out? How will you deal with this omission when you're actually teaching your unit? So it would be kind of interesting to see how balanced your final or your unit exam is in terms of these 4 categories. Then I want you to review the learning targets that you selected with curriculum standards for professional organizations. Now, in the old Stiggins text, the one from 2006, they list several organizations, national organizations, such as the American Association for the Advancement of Science. If it's a science exam, you can use that organization. The American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. If it's a foreign language exam, you can use that. The Center for Civic Education. The Consortium of National Arts Educational. The Consortium of National Arts Education Associations. The International Reading Association. The International Technology Education Association. The National Association for Sports and Physical Education. The National Center for History in the Schools, the National Center for Research in Vocational Education, the National Council for Social Studies, the National Council on Economic Education, the National Council of Teachers of English, the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, the National Research Council for Science Standards, and the National Science Teachers Association. So there's several national organizations that have standards also, but they're less specific than the Common Core Standards. So what I want you to do now is I want you to look at these national organizations and look at one particular learning target that is cited most often on your exam. In terms of either the Common Core wording or the grade level expectation wording. And so how does that particular learning target map onto the standards from the national organization. And as I noted, when I was doing this, I was measuring reading fluency in a secondary classroom, and I noticed when I went to the National Council of Teachers of English, they did not deal with fluency. It was, I think, assumed that all students were fluent readers. Well, the research says, in fact, that not all secondary students are fluent readers. So what I found out in that process is that the national organization standards were not as comprehensive as they needed to be. That in fact, that the Common Core standards or the grade level expectation standards were more specific. So basically, I want you to see if your standard maps on, if the national organization standards map on to your Common Core standard. And then finally, as on page 76 in O'Connor, I want you to create some bullet point criteria for communicating to students what their exam results might mean. In other words, how their grades really, or their performance on this exam might map onto their learning. What does this mean in terms of what they know, what they need to know, and how they fill in that gap? So have a blessed week. I'll look forward to any communication that you might send my way. Thank you.